Thank you, President Mahesh. Friends of Rotary Colombo Uptown. Mahesh called me one day and then asked me to whether I can come and speak a few words to you. I asked on what subject. He gave a very tricky subject. You can see the subject here. It's very long, but in essence, it means whether economic reforms or policy changes. So I thought good opportunity to see what can be done, either these two or something else, probably. So I took that opportunity. I said, yes, okay, I'd love to speak a few words on that. And today, when I think of the past, when I was a child, I heard that our country is a developing country. And I could remember my father telling his friends, we are developing. So this country went on developing and developing and developing for 7 decades or more since independence. It developed so much. A couple of years back, we declared bankruptcy. And that's the development we did for 7 decades or even more than that. So what is this developing country concept? Where did we go wrong? Let's see what happened around us. Now, when we were small, I could remember people going on our road with vegetables, fish, and even clothes. There was a guy who was pushing a cart full of clothes. They used to come to our house. And of course, we saw shops. Then I saw bigger shops coming up. Then boutiques. Then it went on to supermarkets, shopping malls, all that we saw in our lifetime. And today, do you go to shops to buy things? I don't know. I don't go. I just take my phone and order things and it comes home. So what is the evolution? What is the evolution that took place? That's an evolution we never saw. It silently happened. What did we look for? What happened really? Why do we buy online? Because it's so convenient and fast. It saves our time going for places, looking for things, maybe slightly even expensive, it doesn't matter. It saves a lot of our time, and then it's so convenient. In the comfort of your house, you place your orders and the goods come. So that's the change that has happened in this world, and that we did not want to accept. When speed and convenience became the norm for development and going forward, other countries started facilitating that. Now, for an example, Dubai started facilitating trade. I could remember going to Dubai about 25 years ago, where I started my companies over 30 years back. In 25, when I was thinking of some expansion, I thought I'll go to Jebel Ali and then have a chat with them. So I went to Jebel Ali and asked them about setting up a factory there. All they said was, give your papers, we'll do the evaluation, and until you come and set up, we'll give you a building. Set up your industry here. Within a couple of weeks, come and then start your work. We will do the evaluation and then get back to you. It was that fast. And that's how they facilitated things. And today they are a trading hub in the world. Similarly, look at Vietnam, what they did. They saw the opportunity of giving opportunity for global businesses to do manufacturing. So they facilitated everything. They made the approvals pretty fast, welcomed the investors, and then facilitated. Today, they are making money, they are thriving with manufacturing, global manufacturing hub. One of the global manufacturing hubs is Vietnam today. Similarly, Singapore, they facilitated again trade, started with trade, and they started really benefiting from that. The country went up And they, in fact, even changed from trade to finances. So today it's more a financial hub. Of course, trading is still taking place. More than Singapore's 55% of their exports, even now, are trade, based on trade. You can see how developed those countries are. Then what happened to us? Did we facilitate anything? We, the pearl in the Indian Ocean, wanted to remain as the pearl. And all what our people did, we were boasting about 20 million, around 20 million, 21, 22, 23 now, million population, and they're showing the world and saying, here, we have 20 million, come and sell to us. And our people were going after various countries asking for trade agreement, signed very, very silly trade agreements, very unfavorable trade agreements, showing our 20 million or 22 million or 23 million, that time would have been 21 or 22 million, to other countries. They forgot that many countries like India have huge populations in their states. There are some states where there is more than 100 million. Take Pakistan, provinces with hundreds of millions of people. What is this 22 million? We were trying to show our 22 million and then show that we are a marketplace. And so for a marketplace, you don't have to facilitate. So we thought country will develop by showing that. End of the day, nothing happened. On top of that, we mastered mismanagement. Fiscal mismanagement, we did to the best. The finances were mismanaged, plus the external trade miserably mismanaged. Will you believe if I say, from the year 2002 up to the time we declared bankruptcy in 2022, how much would we have lost due to not looking at our external trade balance? Guess, any guesses? For nearly 20 years, how? Yeah, it's $128 billion. 128, and there was a shortage of 82 billion, and we went bankrupt. But we lost $128 billion by way of external trade. Plus, now that is nothing to do with all this so-called corruption and all. That's a different figure that we have to investigate separately. But then these are figures that you can check when you go to the central bank figures. You can add it up yourself and you will get $128 billion loss. Plus the mismanagement of budgets, the fiscal mismanagement. All that brought us the bankruptcy. That's exactly what happened to Sri Lanka. So what can we do? We saw this country as a marketplace. Now, going forward, what can we do? I think it's obvious that there's no point looking at ourselves as a market. So we need to change this tunnel vision and look at ourselves about our strengths. What can we do? No one has seen that we have the power to influence the entire world's economy. We have that power, but then no one has seen it because we are so comfortable looking at the small market and we asking people, hey, come and sell to us. And we started importing everything. But if we realize the power we have, which easily not any other countries will have it. From Sri Lanka, you can reach more than half the world's population. That's over 4 billion people in 5 hours by air. You can reach the same number of consumers, the world population, in 5 days if you send anything by sea. Which country can do that? So this is not a marketplace. We have the strength of a hub. Speed. What people need is speed. That can be supplied from here. Imagine Any company coming here having a market of over 4 billion people within 5 hours or 5 days if it is by sea. Did we look at it? No. We were only looking at showing our marketplace. Now, then why did it go like that? Because every government, when it comes to power, what they did was they thought last government did not do well, so let's do something new. So they changed the whole thing and then brought different laws, different systems. Previous government again changed whole thing and then brought some other systems. The systems doesn't work. Although the nowadays politicians didn't know that, our ancient kings knew what to do. Now, when they have to take water from one area to far away, they knew how to facilitate it. So when the facilitation is done, water flows effortlessly. You don't have to pump. Water flows. Or people didn't realize that in fertile soil, plants grow automatically. You don't have to sweat much. When the soil is fertile, plants grow. If we make the system conducive for businesses to grow, it's going to happen. It's not the reforms or the policies what we need. We need to look at what is really blocking us. There are many stumbling blocks. There are many areas which is blocking our development, which we are not looking at all. I'll give you a few examples. Now, when I told you, when I went to Dubai, they offered, start the business, here we are ready. In Sri Lanka, I started my industry about 30 years ago. Maybe about 10 years ago, I wanted to go for another expansion. And there was another factory, a big size factory, vacant, which I wanted to buy and then start a different product. Now, I am a Sri Lankan living in Sri Lanka. This factory I was trying to buy is just less than a kilometer from our existing factory. And believe me, it took more than 1 year for me to get that properly. Finalize the deeds and all that. Took more than 1 year. I struggled and struggled and struggled, but got it. I had to go to many areas, not me personally, but then my people had to meet many people, get so many approvals. Because I wanted to do something from here, I did it. I struggled so much. But we did it because I am a Sri Lankan and I wanted to do something here. Do you think a foreigner will do it? Do you think any other investor from abroad will come and then do that? No. They will not just waste their time like that. So those are the blocks that this country has. Again, if you look, I'll tell you another example about the blocks that we have. So Singapore, I told you, facilitated trading. Even today, Singapore's trading has about 57% of their exports are just trading. Some are manufacturing, that's much less, and more than 55%, around 57%, I believe, is on trading. They buy and sell. From Sri Lanka, now we are bordering one of the busiest shipping lines in the world, joining East and West. How much are we trading? 0. Have we ever made use of our location? No. Why? There's no facility for anyone to start trading. With slight changes or things, it can be done. Now, for an example, now, if you take BOI, I'm just giving you examples of things that can be done. If you look at BOI, BOI has hundreds of factories under Section 17, mostly in the duty-free zones. They are operating under a lot of restrictions. Even I have 2 factories inside the zones. And then for that, we can't trade there. Very strict. We can only do manufacturing there. But we have the duty-free bonding facilities, everything. So why not allow? It's a matter of small policy change. People will start trading. Automatically, a trading business will start up. Then, of course, you can have bigger uh, trading houses and all that will come up when the businesses start growing. The business here, the opportunity for trading, international trading, I'm talking about international trading, is completely blocked and zero. So, and we expect this country to grow. Is it possible? Why isn't it happening? Because we have been living with this condition for too long. From our birth, this has become our norm. For politicians, for bureaucrats, that's their norm. The blockages, the inefficiency, all that is the normal. So people don't want to go away. If you speak to many officers, they come out with so many things, how it cannot be, why it cannot be done. Because we are so comfortable in living with all these restrictions and not bold enough to think a little out of the box and then see what will happen if these restrictions are removed. This can be very easily done. These are not difficult. But the thing is, don't expect the politicians or the government officials to see these things. They will never. People who had been living from the time they were born under these conditions will never see it. It's only you and I who really want a difference, who understand the reality, can pinpoint these are the areas that is blocking. If you expect them to see, no, it's not going to happen. So it is up to us to get together, find out these areas, and then put pressure, not normal pressure, tremendous pressure, convince them what is going to happen if these blocks are taken out, and then get them to do it. And if we don't do that, this country will again go down. Now, thanks to IMF, at least the fiscal management is now happening. The government budgets will be much more closer now. They will not have those deficits that we used to have, because it's very strictly monitored by IMF. But then IMF will not tell you how to grow your economy, how to have more exports, how to get more foreign currency. That part they will not tell you. That is up to us. And if we don't do that, the country again will go down, and it's very difficult to stop that. And when the country goes down, however much well we do our businesses, we will also go down with it. So we have no option but to make this happen, to get together, find the bottlenecks, find what is blocking our economy from growing, and then convincing the people that these will have to be done. And my friends, my question from you now is, what is blocking us from doing that? I think, Mr. President, you can take something from this and then take some initiatives. And I wish you good luck for that to become successful.